Subaru and Toyota did something absolutely crazy. They made a car that enthusiasts actually wanted, and they made it affordable. Subaru and Toyota did something actually pretty wild back in 2014 when the Scion FRS came out. They created a car that delivers Porsche-level driving dynamics for a third of the price. So that poses the question, is the Subaru BRZ or the GR86 the best car you can get for the money? Have you ever wanted a Porsche but you don't have 100,000 or 250,000, I think is what the 911 GT3 RS cost? The 718 Cayman starts around 80,000 and then goes up to 150,000 or something like that for the Cayman 718 GT4 RS. Which is absolutely bonkers how expensive some of these cars can get. And they have so many similarities to my humble BRZ. The BRZ GR86 is a front-engine, rear-wheel drive sports car that can be paired with either an automatic transmission or a 6-speed manual, which you have to get the 6-speed. Come on, guys. So it is not a mid-engine, super fancy sports car, but it does have the same engine design as a Porsche with the low center of gravity boxer engine in all Subaru BRZs starting from 2014. That iconic boxer rumble you would expect only out of a Porsche or something like that, but you can buy a $30,000 BRZ and get incredible exhaust notes if you want. So both the Porsches and the BRZs prioritize driving feel, lightweight agility over brute power. And that is where the BRZ and GR86 can only really be compared to cars in that class. And it's absolutely astonishing that you can get something like this. Anybody can get something like this for around 30 to, now about 35,000, I'd say you're looking at in the upcoming years. I got really lucky with my 24 and it was out of the door, 30,000. So of course, when you buy the Porsche, you're getting that fancy badge and that prestige. But the BRZ is going to give you 80% of that feel for 30% of the price. I personally think the BRZ GR86 is one of the most underrated cars on the market right now. It gets so much hate, you guys wouldn't even believe it. People just, they don't want to even admit that the BRZ is as good as it is. And I think maybe because the image of the first gen might not be as nice as the second gen. The second gen, they totally revamped the whole car and made it look like almost like a Cayman in a way. That whole front end of the BRZ has very Porsche-like qualities, and the only difference in the sides here is these vents are behind the front tires, whereas on the Cayman, the vents are in front of the rear tires. So there's subtle differences, but overall, the general shape of the two cars is shockingly similar, and I think most people from a distance wouldn't even be able to tell, but if you're a car enthusiast, obviously you should be able to tell right away. So some basic highlights of the BRZ, it is rear-wheel drive, right? And you can only really get that in, a lot of the muscle cars like the Camaro, Mustang, the BMWs, and Miata obviously is a car like this in that class, but rear-wheel drive is a sports car. It's a classic sports car feel, Everybody's going all-wheel drive now, and I'm not a WRX hater. I actually would like to get a WRX someday myself, but it's not going to be near as fun as rear-wheel drive. In the winter, it's an absolute blast. We just had some snow on this very parking lot, and I came in here and just had the absolute time of my life on these summer tires. Six-speed manual transmission is super dialed in this car. The gearbox feels incredible for what you get. There's very minimal slop, very easy to drive at the same time. The clutch is really light. That's something that I'm like, yeah, it's easy to drive, but in the future, I would want to upgrade to like more of a heavy clutch for more aggressive driving. It would just be more fun, in my opinion, if the clutch was a little heavier. So another highlight is the super low center of gravity. That's where this car really shines. Like in the canyon, sometimes I have people, you know, on my butt where they're trying to pretend like their car is really fast. And as soon as they drop down in the canyon with me, I am gone and they are nowhere to be found. This thing absolutely rips through a canyon, turns, and any sort of windy road. You're gonna have an absolute blast, and you're probably gonna outpace a lot of cars because it's so agile and low center of gravity helps so much. So that light curb weight, 2,800 pounds, and the chassis tuning by Subaru is so good out of the box. I haven't done anything to this car besides put different wheels and on it. I still actually have the Michelin Primacy tires on here that come with the car, but the chassis tuning is incredible with this car. You could literally just corner, and it's gonna maintain that speed very easily, and it just wants to be playful on corners. So who's this car for? I mean, I think this car is for a lot of people. I think there's just some sort of maybe like ego thing where people want to get a badge and then instead of just buying a good car. This is a car for someone that wants the joy of driving without needing to flex a badge, without needing to have the Porsche logo, or I guess it's just all about the image, you know? And in my opinion, this car looks great. You know, anyone that doesn't think this looks great, you got bad taste. I mean, look at this thing. It's an absolute beautiful car. Subaru absolutely killed the design, and Toyota. It's a collab, right? They killed the design. So anyone that wants a fun car, this is it. It's affordable. It's one of the most affordable cars out there, and it's compared to a $80,000 Porsche. I mean, what am I missing here, guys? Like, what is the the online car community is just so funny. Like I said, this car just gets so much hate for no reason. It's such a good, pure car. The RTV issue, of course, like anything on the internet, is completely overblown. You talk to any of the experts like the Topher or the other guys on YouTube that have owned these cars in the past, and there's no huge issues with these cars. Are actually very reliable. And then aside from just regular daily driving, these cars are an absolute blast on the track, autocross events, and especially snow sliding around, which is one of my favorite things to do. And like I've said in previous videos, it's not straight line speed car. This is a skill car and a fun car to tune, to drive, to do slight modifications on, or you can even go super crazy and put some huge wheels on there, or just go a full exhaust build. You could go totally crazy, like what's his name on YouTube? Like Spam Subi's build on YouTube. That car is absolutely gorgeous. You could do that and make your car just an absolute monster of a car, or you could do subtle modifications like me and just love driving it and love cruising to work in my car. So it's for a lot of people, and I highly recommend it. Subaru and Toyota did something absolutely crazy. They made a car that enthusiasts actually wanted, and they made it affordable. In the history of enthusiast sports cars, I mean, when has that ever been possible? Besides the Miata, I know all you Miata guys out there, I know the Miata is awesome. I want a Miata. I'm trying to convince my girlfriend to get a Miata because she's like looking for a sports car, but it's just too small for her. So she's considering the Acura Integra Type S, but she might fall back and get the A spec or whatever. But it's just so unfortunate, the flack that the BRZs get. And I think there's just like an association with it being a young person's car, and I think that's the furthest from the truth. I know there's a lot of mature adults that own BRZs or GR86s and absolutely love them and treasure them. My boss at my job has a Porsche 928. It's like a 1990s, or I think it might even be an older 80s, and that thing is an absolute beast of a car. And I've driven it a little bit, and it is hard to drive those old Porsches, I'll tell you what, but they're really cool. I got nothing against Porsche, but I will say that would I choose an old used Cayman over a BRZ? Probably not, because of reliability. I know if you're a super enthusiast with Porsche, obviously you probably know how to fix all that stuff, but as far as just regular, you know, driving reliability, I think Japanese wins in that regard as well. So I wouldn't choose an old Porsche over a BRZ. Would you? Would you guys buy an old Porsche, or would you get a old BRZ? I mean, I guess you can compare both the old ones, but the price difference is still insane, you know? But yeah, I mean, Toyota and Subaru did it. They've completed the best collab in the history of enthusiast cars, and it's still going strong. Who knows what the future holds for these cars? Who knows if they're going to continue making them like they do? I mean, what a shame it would be if they end up like the Prelude and they only come in an automatic and they're electrified. I mean, that's the future of car meets, is these guys in Teslas just like making no noise at all and can't do a burnout. It's pretty sad, guys. That's a pretty bleak future. I don't know why I always have to go on an electric car rant, but they suck. Teslas suck. If you own a Tesla and you think it's cool, like putting your foot down and going 0 to 100 real quick without making any noise and not having any driving skill, or you could literally be on TikTok on your phone and have the car do it for you, that doesn't seem very cool to me. This car just looks the best. Like, it really looks so good. It looks better than a Tesla. It looks better than 95% of cars out there. I'd say, yeah, a GT3 RS looks better than the BRZ. I will agree with that one, but I mean, Toyota and Subaru just nailed it with this car. Reliability, practicality, affordability, fun factor. Guys, what are you waiting for? Stop watching my video right now and go buy yourself a BRZ, or go put a down payment on the Yuzu edition or the TS. I think the TS is the sickest one to get right now, or the Hakone. Those three, the Hakone, the TS, and the Yuzu, are like, that's like the bangers for these cars. The $30,000 sports car that compares to a Porsche that can reach upwards of $150,000. Now that's pretty crazy to think about. Yes, in 2025, the BRZ has gone up a little bit. Maybe it's an extra $2,000. I don't know exactly. I know the TS is an extra $5,000. Oh my gosh, for Brembo brakes, for Alcantara, for like more of a luxury BRZ. It's crazy. Oh, there's a pretty sweet Corvette. I've been seeing so many Corvettes out here, guys. It's kind of making me sick, man. Just get a different car. Like, there's way too many Corvettes. It's one thing that's cool about the BRZ too, is it's something that not many people have, but at the same time I am seeing quite a bit of them out on the roads. But $30,000 is an insane deal for this car. I mean, how much is a new Mustang? How much is a new Camaro? How much, even a new Miata, I think, is almost more than the BRZ. It's crazy how affordable this car can be. So for that $80,000 Porsche, yeah, you're gonna get a little bit of a seat adjustment there. You're going to get a couple more things. I think the suspension raises and lowers. I don't know. Me and my girlfriend were nerding out on Porsche's website the other night, and I couldn't believe how similar the 718 Cayman looks compared to a new BRZ. It's kind of ridiculous how similar they look. And that is kind of what sparked this whole video idea, is I wanted to just kind of be like, you know, what the heck is going on here? Like, what do I have? Like, you got to realize how good these cars are. But I would argue that the second gen is definitely worth upgrading to. You can get by with the first gen. They're nice, they're fun, they're more of like a track car, I would say. The chassis is tuned a little more stiff. The seats aren't near as comfortable. When I had my first gen FRS, I actually wanted to just upgrade the seats to the new gen seats, because these seats have just the right amount of bolstering where you're not too stiff, your back isn't sore. We've been on several road trips with this car, and we're actually planning on taking it up to Idaho to visit my family this summer, and that's like a 20-hour drive. So, and my girlfriend, she's down to sit in this car for 20 hours, so there you go. It's more almost like a mini Grand Tour in that way, where it's very comfortable for long stretches of road. I actually don't want anything besides a seat adjustment, besides maybe a lumbar support, but even that, like, I feel like I would never touch it. I would just leave it at a certain way. So the joint collab, I mean, it's a collab to die for. Subaru and Toyota is stamped on the motor of every BRZ and GR86. That might change in the future. There's rumors of the new GR86 having like a 3-liter turbo or something like that. I don't know how true all that stuff is you hear about online. It could just be an electric car in the next few years, you know, who knows, at the way we're going. It's looking real rough for real sports car enthusiasts. Electric cars just aren't sports cars. Like, fake exhaust, fake engine noise, fake transmission. What else do you, like, do we need any more fake crap in the new cars? Come on, man, just give me a car, you know? I don't want to hear fake pops and crackles, you know? I want to hear real pops and crackles every single time. Oh, it's as you guys can see, I'm super frustrated. I'm so motivated to keep making videos talking trash about electric cars because it's just so sad, guys. It's so sad. I know the emissions, yes, it's gonna save the world, right? Electric cars are gonna save the world. What a joke. But the Supra is going to be discontinued, and the Supra announced that they are releasing one more like really high-end Supra, and then that's being discontinued. I don't know all the crazy details, but there's a collab that lasted for a pretty good amount of time. I think they had 2 generations of the new Supra or something like that, but maybe BMW had a falling out. I don't really know what's happening with that collab, but guess what? The BRZ GR86 lives on to see another couple years, it looks like. Who knows? So I'm excited about the future. This car is really such a bargain. It's so cool to have. It's so cool to be able to just go buy one of these. A few years ago, there was definitely a lot of markups, like after COVID and stuff like that. It was hard to find these cars, but now they're a dime a dozen. They're everywhere. So all you gotta do is either go online, look at your dealership, or, you know, figure out a way to get one. But you gotta also, you know, want one. You can't just expect, you know, other people to motivate you or something like that. Oh, I think we gotta do a little, I think we gotta go into the bridge a little bit here, guys. That power cutoff is insane. It cuts that power off. That's crazy. Oh my god. That power cutoff is nuts. If you guys didn't know, on the new generation BRZ GR86, once you go past the red line, it'll just cut the power off. And I think that's just to save the motor and try to be a little easier on the motor, I mean. And the FRS, you could go past red line, it would just blink at you, but it would not cut the power. And this car, it will. And it's kind of annoying sometimes, but that just makes you a better driver, because then you're gonna learn how to shift on time, maybe a little bit better. I think that's why they do it. I'm not an engineer. I just like driving this car and getting better with each shift. Every time you drive this car, you're gonna be hopefully getting a little bit better at driving it, because it's one of the cars where you're just gonna feel every little thing, and that's the point. The point is not to be numb and not to let everything do the work for you. The point of the car is for you to do the work, but it's enjoying the process. It's hard to enjoy the process when a computer's running your car for you. Yes, it has eyesight, but you can turn off everything if you'd like. Eyesight doesn't, it literally just tells me if I'm leaving my lane for a second, or warns me if I'm not paying attention and the car in front of me is slowing down rapidly, it'll beep at me as well. Those are the only 2 times the eyesight on the newer BRZs gets activated. Anyway, if you guys like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think about this collab? Don't you guys agree? Like, let me know in the comments your thoughts about this video, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.